Which format when? Last time we sorted out the differences between Audacity project files and other audio file formats. We'll look at a workflow that leverages several of them in this edition of Stuart's Audacity Tips. Good file management can save your sanity. With so many other things competing to drive us crazy these days, anything tending the other direction would be a nice thing to pass along to someone else. This is your permission to do so. Forward away. Now that we know the difference between an Audacity project file, .aup, or .aup3 if you're using Audacity 3, and audio files like WAV and MP3, let's look at how each of these could contribute to a workflow that takes advantage of each. First, we need to know the best features of each file type. AUP stores all the information about an Audacity project, including tracks, envelopes, labels, etc. WAV stores audio only, uncompressed. In other words, a perfect file format. Readers remember this does not refer to audio compression. MP3 stores audio only in a compressed file format. It uses lossy audio compression, typically requested by clients. Files take up less space than WAV for the same audio. First, I don't even use an AUP project for VoiceOver. For anything up to a book chapter length, I just export to WAV when I'm done with that piece of work. However, if I'm working on a really long-form project, I might save to AUP as a placeholder while I'm working. For example, I just finished an anthology in which the client wanted each story as a single audio file. Stories were 1.5 to 2.5 hours each. Since I usually take a break after 50 minutes of narration, I saved the story in progress as an AUP while I got up, stretched, took care of non-audio business, etc. This prevents any loss should the power go out or other unexpected nastiness occur. Once done with recording, a chapter, a story, a spot, whatever, I export to WAV. This is the gold copy of the recording, and it will be kept forever. Since WAV is an uncompressed file format, the saved data is a complete version of the data as recorded. This is also the version used to do pickups, should they become necessary. More on that in a minute. When all editing, pickups, and mastering is done, I export to MP3. This is the deliverable copy of the recording, intended only for the client. MP3 is a compressed file format, so it takes up less storage space and is easier to transfer to the client. I usually keep a copy of this with my archives of the project, though it's not necessary. MP3 is a convenient format, but it is not without problems. Because of its lossy compression, every time you open an MP3 in Audacity and re-export as MP3, you lose some quality. This is why we use the WAV as the gold copy and always work from that when making changes. Finally, a worry about that gold copy WAV file. Never work on the original copy. I always make a generational copy from the original and open that copy with Audacity to do pickups or edits. For example, if the gold file is brfmv4-s1.wav, then the first time I need to do pickups, I copy that file to brfmv4-s1-c01.wav, which means original file changes 1. If I ever have to come back and make more changes in the future, I copy the C01 file to C02, and so on. I move the previous, now unused, generation file into a folder called Archive, so it's out of the way, but still available for reference if necessary. Here's a summary of this workflow. WAV and MP3 are only two of many audio formats that exist. You might also run into clients who request FLAC files. FLAC, F-L-A-C, is just another format. Its name is an acronym for Free Lossless Audio Compression. Its files are smaller than WAVs without the loss of MP3 compression. You can export to FLAC with Audacity. I hope this helps you establish a reliable workflow and make the file formats you use work for you. I'm Stuart.